Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Today is day 107 of the stories of the 84 Vaishnava disciples of Sri Vallabhacharya Ji. Jai Shri Radhe. सब वैष्णवों को जय श्री कृष्ण. श्री वल्लभाधीश की जय. श्री कुंभन दास जी की जय. Jai Shri Radhe. Starting with part 7. One day Kumbhan Das was sitting together with Sri Gosaiji and a group of Vaishnavas. Sri Gosaiji asked Kumbhan Das how many sons he had. Kumbhan Das replied, I have 1.5 sons. Sri Gosaiji said that he had heard that he had 7 sons, and so asked him why he said that he only had 1.5. Kumbhan Das explained, O Maharaj, I have 7 sons, but 5 of them are attached to worldly wranglings. So what kind of sons are they? My full son is Chaturbhuj Das, and the half son is Krishna Das, who serves Sri Govardhanaji's cows. Bhav Prakash. A question might arise here that when service to cows is considered the most pious, and through rendering such seva many Vaishnavas have attained the Lord. So why did Kumbhan Das consider his son Krishna Das to be only half a son? In reply to this question, it is said, Sri Acharyaji promoted the path of grace. The path of grace is the way of loving devotion, as demonstrated by the gopis. One great Vaishnava has sung, the ways of seva and devotional love are exemplified by the gopis, and Sri Acharyaji has revealed these. What are the ways of their seva? When they are together with Sri Thakurji, they serve him, become immersed in the bliss of their union with him. And when he goes out to graze the cows during the day, they experience separation from him and sing about him until he returns. A complete Vaishnava is one who experiences both of these mellows. And a Vaishnava who only knows one side of the coin is half Vaishnava. Krishnadas serves the cows, and he gets to Sri Govardhanaji. However, he does not witness the special pastimes that the gopis experience, and so he is half. Chaturbhuj Das serves the Lord with both mellows and sings about all their pastimes. Therefore, Kumbhan Das calls him a full son. Hearing Kumbhan Das's words pleased Sri Gosaiji, and he said, O Kumbhan Das, it is indeed true that a worthy son should be an accomplished Vaishnava. Even if you have many sons, of what use are they? Chaturbhuj Das's story is told in the 252 Vaishnava accounts of Sri Gosaiji's initiates, and here is the story of Krishna Das. Part 8. The above-mentioned Krishna Das was one of the cowherds who tended to Sri Govardhanaji's cows. Sri Gosaiji had given this seva to him. After cleaning and sweeping the cowsheds, he would take the cows to the forest to graze for the whole day. In the evening, he would gather the cows together and bring them home. One evening on his way home with the cows, Krishna Das came close to Pucheri. All the cows had entered the pen, but there was one cow who was very big and heavy. She had huge udders and always gave a lot of milk. That cow walked very slowly. Krishna Das was following her home when a lion emerged from a cave on Sri Giriraji there near Pucheri. The cows had all run into the pen, but the slow one was attacked by the lion. Krishna Das challenged the lion, saying, "Oh, you wicked beast! These are all Srinathji's cows. Leave them alone. If you are hungry, come and eat me." The lion's nature was to attack anyone who challenged him. It came close. Krishna Das shouted very loudly at the cow to make her run into the pen, which she did. The lion killed Krishna Das. The rest of the cows had come back into the pen, so Gopinath and the other cowherds began to milk them. The cowherd Gopinath was especially graced and a fine devotee. He then saw Sri Govardhanaji milking the big cow himself. Krishna Das was standing there holding her calf close to her, and Kumbhan Das was also present. The cow was licking her calf. Thus Kumbhan Das had that same vision. When he had finished milking the big cow, Sri Govardhanaji returned to his temple. Sri Gosaiji offered him the evening meal. Kumbhan Das was also coming from the cow pen to the temple. He reached the Dandoti Shila just outside the temple at the bottom of the mountain. Whilst he was there, he heard the news that the cowherd Krishna Das had been killed by a lion. Someone also told him directly that his son had lost his life in this way. Hearing this, Kumbhan Das fainted and fell down on the ground. He fell down as if lifeless. Many Brajvasis and Vaishnavas called him, but he did not hear them. Someone went to Sri Gosaiji and told him, Kumbhan Das's son Krishna Das was killed by a lion. He put himself in between the cow and the lion, and that is how he died, protecting a cow. His body is lying abandoned near Pucheri. Sri Gosaiji objected. Please do not say this. The cow would never have just left Krishna Das there. The reason here is that anyone who thinks of a cow in their last moment of life will surely be led by that very cow to the heavenly regions. Krishna Das lost his body whilst protecting Sri Govardhan Nathji's cow, and therefore that cow would never abandon Krishna Das in this way. Krishna Das then asked, "Where is Kumbhan Das?" One Vaishnav informed him that Kumbhan Das had been struck with grief when he heard about his son, and that he was now lying unconscious on the ground near the Dandavati Shila. Many people have been calling him, but he cannot speak. When Sri Gosaiji had completed the Seva, he stepped down the mountain to the place where Kumbhan Das was lying. It was as the Vaishnava had described. Everyone was standing around Kumbhan Das. They said, "Oh Maharaj, Kumbhan Das is a very accomplished Vaishnava, but he is still overwrought by his son's death. The death of a son is something everyone grieves," Sri Gosaiji explained. "He is not suffering because of his son. It is another matter, but you would not have understood that. Now Kumbhan Das is in the impure state of Sutak because of his son's death, and he is grieving the fact that he will not be able to have the holy sight of his beloved Lord. This is why he has fainted and fallen into this sorry state. Hopefully now your doubts are dissolved. In order to show them the nature of a truly accomplished devotee, Sri Gosaiji now approached Kumbhan Das. "Oh Kumbhan Das, in the morning you must come up and have the holy sight of Srinathji. I will arrange for you to be able to see him." Hearing these words, Kumbhan Das immediately arose and bowed to Sri Gosaiji. He humbly spoke, "Oh Maharaj, no one but you can understand my heart." Sri Gosaiji replied, "I know that no worldly grief can ever affect you. Any Vaishnava who keeps your company even for a single second will never again suffer worldly grief. So what to speak of you yourself? Now go and perform Krishna Das's last rites. In the morning you may come for Srinathji's sight." Kumbhan Das bowed low to Sri Gosaiji and went to deal with Krishna Das's body. Sri Gosaiji went back to his sitting place. All the Vaishnavas came there. At that time, Gopinath the cowherd came there and announced, "A lion killed Krishna Das near Puchri while I was in the cow pen milking the cows. I had the vision of Sri Govardhan Nathji milking that big cow, and Krishna Das was holding that cow's calf close to her. The cow was licking the calf. I had this vision in the cow pen." Sri Gosaiji said, "Well, what is surprising about that? Krishna Das was a fine and qualified devotee. He put himself between the lion and the cow and saved the life of Sri Govardhan Nathji's cow. Sri Govardhan Nathji is thus very pleased with Krishna Das and has called him back to his eternal Leela. You are also a good devotee, and you were thus granted the grace of this vision. It is very, very hard to have such visions of the Leela." Hearing all this, the Vrajvasis and the Vaishnavas present there felt very happy. They remarked, "Seva is such an incomparable thing." The next morning, Kumbhan Das went up to have this holy sight of Sri Govardhan Nathji. Sri Gosaiji ordered his temple workers to let Kumbhan Das see the Lord before everyone else. "Let the others in after him," he said. So Sri Gosaiji let Kumbhan Das have the Lord's vision first of all. In this way, Sri Gosaiji was always very gracious to Kumbhan Das. Bhav Prakash. No one in Sutak is usually allowed into the temples. However, Sri Gosaiji allowed Kumbhan Das to have the Lord's holy sight. Even so, since then that rule changed. Even those in Sutak can go to the temple. By Kumbhan Das's grace, devotees in Sutak can go for the Lord's sight. Sri Gosaiji established this rule because he knew that the devotees' hearts are very full of love. In the future, he reasoned, who will recognize this? Future Vaishnavas were thus spared the hard Sutak ruling. For this, both the Vaishnavas and the Lord were pleased. Part 8 continued. Kumbhan Das attended all the services up till the late afternoon, when he returned home to Jamunawata and there sang these poems expressing separation. Viharag Vihari Vihagaro. O Gopal, I am struck with sadness when I cannot see you. The beautiful lady of Vraja is most anxious and feels much disturbed by your absence. Even the cool moon is hot, and its beams are burning. Even the water on the lotus leaves seems like snake's venom. Even sandal paste and flowers cannot quash her fever. Kumbhan Das now sings, "You are like a fresh-bodied, dark and handsome lad in whose separation she, a golden vine, is drying up as if it were the hot midsummer." Day and night have become like uncrossable mountains. This is also Rag Bihagaro. Since our Sri Hari left for Mathura, they simply do not pass. Knowing this, the Creator makes a few hours as long as an age. I am awake all night, or why did I have to have such a companion? The Vrajvasis have become very delicate and their minds are becoming crazy. They are lifeless with sadness and their tender lotus hearts are terribly full of fear. The Kumbhan Das now sings, separated from that son of Nanda, they are suffering deeply. Without him, their eyes stream constantly with tears. Rag Kedaro. Others may be close to you, but I have been given this separation. Whilst others are finding rest in sleep, my heart searches all the four directions restlessly. Why the Creator was so angry when he wrote my fate, I do not know. Kumbhan Das now describes how she remembers him, the upholder of the Sri Giriraj mountain, day and night like a Chartaka bird, thirsty for the cloud. Part 8. Thus Kumbhan Das spent his days in Sutak by singing such songs of separation. When the period of impurity was over, he returned to his seva in the temple as he had always done. This tells something of the extent to which Kumbhan Das loved Sri Govardhanaji. So we'll take rest here from the reading today at the end of the Varta Pasang 8. Jai Sri Govardhanaji ki, Shri Vallabhadesh ki jai, Shri Vraj Bhumi ki jai ho, Jai Jai Shri Giriraj ki, Sabvi Vaishnavan ko Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Jai Shri Radhe.